evening, good day, babes.
And babes, let's be clear. I'm going to need you to go ahead and open your camera, make sure it's in selfie mode, and babes, look at you.
You are gorgeous, babes. The Snark Squad is literally gorgeous. You are stunning.
Because, babes, the blogs are messy today, but none of these celebrities are serving face like you are this Monday morning.
Okay, I am doing a massive, completely unhinged Monday morning reset today.
Oh, we're in full survival mode right now.
Literally, my entire nervous system is currently operating on pure, unadulterated ghost energy drink survival mode.
The condensation is actively pooling on the desk.
It really is. I am desperately attempting to channel my soft girl comeback energy, but honestly, reality is just hitting so hard right now.
It is aggressively bright in this studio.
It is. But babes, we're ready for the week. The ghost energy drinks are lined up right here like a neon security blanket.
I am vibrating at a frequency that is probably dangerous.
Right. And by the way, Ghost, if you are listening to this and if you want to sponsor this podcast, hit us up because, babes, we are open to it.
Open to it is a massive understatement. I would legally change my name to Sour Watermelon if they asked me to.
I would literally bleed electric green for them. But honestly, despite the fact that we are highly overcaffeinated, we actually made ourselves super proud this morning.
We did, against every single biological instinct in my body.
We made it to Pilates.
Do not remind my core. It is actively trying to separate from my body.
Oh my gosh, my muscles are trembling just sitting in this chair. Because we have been falling off the workout wagon so violently lately.
Like completely off the wagon. Dragged behind the wagon.
Exactly. Life has just been entirely overwhelming, and I've been desperately trying to, claw my way back into becoming a soft girl again.
The delusion of the soft girl era is so real.
I just want to be that girl. I want the matching two-piece, sage green ribbed set.
Which costs entirely too much money.
It does, but I want it. I want the perfectly slicked back bun that somehow doesn't give you a tension headache by 9 a.m.
A physical impossibility, but go on.
And I want those aesthetic little grip socks. You know, the ones with the scalloped edges that somehow stay pristine even when you are literally sweating out your demons?
Oh, I am intimately familiar with the demons.
I am out here heavily romanticizing the entire wellness journey. I just want to float out of the studio holding a $16 iced matcha with oat milk and just feel completely at peace with the universe.
I mean, I love that cinematic vision for you. I really do. But let me inject some harsh fluorescent lighting into your little soft girl aesthetic.
Uh-oh. Here it comes.
Because the reality of waking up at the pitch black is a very specific type of psychological warfare.
It was so dark outside.
The sun was not even considering coming up. And yet we are walking into this brightly lit room where a 22-year-old instructor with an impossibly high ponytail is already shouting at us about pelvic floor engagement.
She had so much energy. Too much energy for Monday.
I felt personally victimized by the reformer machine today. Like, the sheer mechanics of that contraption.
It's basically medieval torture.
It is. The carriage moving beneath you, the heavy red springs creating just an unbearable resistance. I was gripping those straps, literally praying for a power outage.
But wait, you secretly loved it?
Okay, fine. I admit this with deep, profound resentment, but I do love the burn.
See, it's the physical validation. You suffer through the springs, and then the endorphins hit, and suddenly you feel invincible.
I wouldn't go as far as invincible. Maybe just marginal-less pathetic.
Honestly, babes, this has to be a sign that we are entering our soft girl eras again. We suffered, we survived.
Barely.
And hopefully the universe sees our Pilates sacrifice because, babes, we woke up early for this. And now we are recording immediately after.
In our sweaty sets.
So honestly, the least the universe could do to balance out the karma is bless us with a massive lottery win today.
Based on the sheer unadulterated trauma of completing a full teaser series on a Monday, a multi-million-dollar payout is the baseline of what we are owed.
Completely agree. So let's just spiral for a second. What would you actually do if you won? Hundreds of millions.
Oh, the logistics are fairly mapped out. I am vanishing.
Wait, would you still podcast?
I mean, yes, but not from this studio. I would be dialing in from a private island.
Oh my gosh, yes. An aesthetic island.
Naturally. But as for our day jobs, the dental office, I would sprint out of those sliding glass doors so fast I would leave a cartoon dust cloud in the waiting room.
You say that, but I actually don't believe you.
Why not?
Because even without the lottery win, we are both heading back to our dental offices today after this insanely chaotic Mother's Day weekend. And honestly, I am actually really excited to go back.
Okay, when you say it out loud, it sounds completely unhinged, but you're right.
Right. There is something so deeply anchoring about The Office. Like, for me, I genuinely love the emotional payoff of helping nervous patients.
It's a lot of emotional labor, though.
It is, but when a patient walks in and their hands are literally shaking and you just sit down, hold their hand, and walk them through every single step.
Yeah, you are really good at the hand-holding part.
Thank you. It just heals my own anxiety to be able to calm someone else down.
See, your approach is so heavily rooted in empathy. For me, it's the pure, unadulterated structure.
Oh, you love a protocol.
I live for a protocol. The tiny, satisfying, analytical moments, like perfectly organizing the dental trays.
You are obsessed with the sterilization room.
It is therapeutic. A stable 9-to-5 routine with binary outcomes completely heals the emotional chaos of the weekend. Dirty tooth becomes clean tooth. Broken tooth becomes fixed tooth.
It's so true. We've got our routine to keep us grounded, which is good because, babes, the celebrities are absolutely spiraling out of control right now.
Operating without any structure whatsoever.
None. So let's get into the spill. We have to start with the Mother's Day realities because the contrast this weekend was giving me actual whiplash.
Oh, you mean the masterclass in public relations versus public humiliation?
Exactly. I need us to talk about Kelsey Hewitt first because my heart is just in pieces for her.
The solo Mother's Day.
Yes, she celebrated her very first Mother's Day completely solo. She posted this incredibly raw, emotional Instagram tribute to her baby, Scotty Rose.
Born in December, right?
Right, so she is deep in the postpartum trenches. And the caption, oh my gosh, she highlighted a, quote, mother sacrifice to make herself your first home.
The phrasing of that is actually profound.
It destroyed me because Pete Davidson was nowhere to be seen. He wasn't in the photos. He wasn't at the house. He was across the country in L.A.
Specifically, he was at the Kia Forum for the live Netflix roast of Kevin Hart.
Which is just, I cannot even process it. Instead of being with his baby mama on her first Mother's Day, he's getting publicly mocked for his dating history by other comics.
Well, the word on the street is they are 5 months into a major rough patch.
But even so, you show up for the mother of your child.
You have to look at the psychology of Pete Davidson's track record here. Going to a highly publicized roast to get humiliated is classic Pete behavior.
It's like he wants to be punished.
It's a defense mechanism. It's a controlled environment. Think of his dating life like a fast fashion brand.
Oh, wait, I love this analogy.
Right. It's super flashy at first.
Yeah.
Huge campaigns. Everyone is talking about it. But the structural integrity of the relationship is incredibly poor. It falls apart after a few washes.
A fast fashion relationship, that is so painfully accurate.
And when it starts to unravel,
Yeah.
instead of doing the quiet, unglamorous work of fixing it, he runs to a stage where he can control the narrative through self-deprecation.
Okay, but let me just push back on this for a second because I want to be fair.
Fair to Pete Davidson. Good luck.
Hear me out. Are we being entirely too harsh on him? Because technically, he was working. That is his job.
A live Netflix roast is not a shift at the dental office, babe.
But he signed a contract. If we had a massive emergency at the clinic, we'd have to go in.
He or his team booked that gig knowing it was Mother's Day weekend. The optics are fundamentally disastrous.
You're right. The optics are trash. But speaking of the roast, we have to talk about someone else who was on that stage who somehow flipped the script completely.
Ah, yes. Tom Brady's masterclass in PR manipulation.
It was incredible. On the flip side of Mother's Day, Tom Brady posted these absolutely glowing Instagram tributes to his exes.
The timing of which was heavily calculated.
But the photos were so sweet. He posted Giselle kissing their son, Jack, and Bridget Moynihan, his other ex, is standing right there smiling.
In the same frame.
Yes. And then another photo of Giselle curled up in bed with the kids and a tribute to his own mom. I was spiraling. It is so mature and so soft girl era to co-parent that peacefully.
Okay, pause the romantic music in your head.
Yeah.
Because I am highly cynical about this entire display.
Why it's beautiful.
Because where was Tom Brady the night before? At that exact same Kevin Hart roast.
Oh, right.
And he didn't just sit there. He got up and threw incredibly toxic below-the-belt jokes at Kevin's wife. And then he got trolled with a newborn-sized jersey by the other comics.
They were so mean to him.
Exactly. So his PR team knows he looks petty and toxic on Saturday night. How do you fix that? You wake up Sunday and deploy the wholesome family man protocol.
So you think the sweet Instagram post is just damage control?
It is 100% calculated PR damage control to look like a nice guy again.
Yeah.
It neutralizes the toxicity of the roast.
Okay, that is so manipulative when you put it like that, but honestly, I want to ask the Snark Squad right now. Babes, could you ever post a photo of your partner's ex on your own Instagram?
Never. Absolutely not.
I would literally break out in hives. The level of maturity or PR training that requires is beyond me.
Well, Tom Brady shows how exes should act for the cameras, which perfectly tees up how exes absolutely should not act down in Georgia.
Oh my gosh. The mother of all messy love squares.
We are going to the fiery depths of reality TV.
Babes, Kim Zolciak and Kroy Bierman, this divorce is a literal war zone.
They are actively trying to destroy each other.
And Kim just lost temporary primary custody of the kids. It is so dark. But wait, it gets messier because Kroy was just spotted on a 3-hour hike in Alpharetta.
A 3-hour hike in the Georgia humidity.
Nobody does that for fun, and he wasn't alone. He was getting very cozy, hugging and smiling, with a woman named Jillian Green.
And let's explain to the babes exactly who Jillian Green is.
I'm still screaming over this. Jillian is the ex-wife of Kim's current boyfriend, Kyle Moeditz.
The strategic pettiness of this move deserves a Pulitzer.
It is peak reality TV mess. I was gasping. Think about the trauma bonding that must have happened on that 3-hour hike.
Oh, the amount of tea spilled on that trail could fill an ocean.
They were definitely comparing notes on their exes, like this is the ultimate revenge hike.
It is a masterclass in weaponized exposure. Because Kroy knows exactly where the paparazzi are.
He wanted Kim to see it.
Yeah, of course he did.
Huh.
But then, sources close to Kim ran to the blogs to say she's completely, quote, unbothered, and her relationship with Kyle is going strong.
Which is the biggest lie ever told on the internet.
It is the delusion of pretending to be unbothered when your ex is dating your new man's ex.
You cannot tell me Kim Zolciak is unbothered by anything. She is pacing the McMansion right now.
Smashing plates.
Literally. But you know, this whole situation kind of reminds me of the TJ Holmes and Amy Robach scandal. You know, swapping partners inside the same little circle.
I'm going to push back on that comparison, actually.
Why? It's the same vibe.
Not quite. With TJ and Amy, they actually had genuine, albeit destructive, chemistry. They blew up their lives for romance.
True, they were obsessed with each other.
Right. But with Kroy and Jillian, is this a genuine connection born from mutual betrayal, or is it just a calculated photo op to make Kim lose her mind?
Oh, it is definitely a calculated photo op. But honestly, while Kim and Kroy are actively fighting in the trenches, another massive Hollywood couple is apparently crawling out of the trenches.
After 25 years.
Yes. Babes, Tom Cruise, and Nicole Kidman are reportedly burying the hatchet.
I will believe it when I see the Getty images.
No, seriously. Over 2 decades after their 2001 divorce, sources are saying they are finally ready to reconnect and be in the same room again.
Which is just bizarre timing.
The word is that Nicole's recent alleged divorce from Keith Urban shifted her mindset. She is feeling more self-assured and open to revisiting the past. And I am getting deeply romantic about this.
Why? It's been a quarter of a century.
Because time heals all wounds. Doing this for their kids, Isabella and Connor, it's a beautiful full circle moment.
I am immediately pouring cold water on this romantic fantasy.
Why are you so cynical today?
Because the sheer weirdness of a 25-year freeze-out cannot be ignored. If you ignore an ex for a quarter of a century, do they even count as an ex anymore?
What do you mean?
Or are they just a complete stranger who happens to know the security codes to your old life? Biologically speaking, every cell in their bodies has regenerated. They're different people.
Okay, I have to push back on that because the shared children mean the tie is never truly severed.
The kids are adults now.
It doesn't matter. When you bring life into the world with someone, you are connected forever. And I think facing that history is brave.
Well, Tom and Nicole might be repairing a 25-year rift, but over in the UK, another family rift seems to be actively calcifying.
Oh, we have to talk about the royals. And Snark Squad, quick reminder, everything we say is allegedly because they are so happy.
Allegedly. Always!
So Harry and Meghan are coming up on their 8th anniversary, but they are heading in totally divergent professional paths.
Building separate empires?
Yes. Meghan is out in Montecito, absolutely thriving. She's building her lifestyle brand. As ever, she's sending out jam. She's doing the coastal grandmother thing.
It's a very calculated commercial pivot.
But Harry looks completely lost. He is clinging to his royal identity. He just took a trip to Ukraine days before King Charles visited the U.S.
Trying to run a rogue diplomatic tour.
Exactly. And this all ties into the backstory from Christopher Anderson's new book about Kate.
What did the book claim?
It claims the tension between William and Harry didn't start with Meghan at all. It started in childhood. They used to wrestle in the back of cars, and Harry was always made to feel lesser than.
The heir and the spare dynamic.
Literally. William even got a bigger living space at Kensington Palace just because he's older. And Kate tried to force them to make amends at Prince Philip's funeral by stepping away so they'd walk together, but it didn't stick.
Look, I am exhausted by the sibling rivalry.
But it's childhood trauma.
Complaining about the square footage of your free palace apartment is the least relatable grievance on earth.
Okay, but put yourself in their shoes. I heavily empathize with Meghan's culture shock. She didn't know royal life was going to be that rigid. It wasn't a Disney fairy tale.
It's a constitutional monarchy, not a theme park.
And Harry was literally born to be the spare parts for his brother, so I completely support Meghan's pivot to a total soft girl rebrand.
I question the longevity of it, though. Do Harry and Meghan actually need each other for their brands to survive? Because biographer Tom Bauer has suggested that if they separate their public identities, the magic is gone.
I think they are just surviving. Which brings us to a story about actual survival that absolutely broke me today.
We are dropping the snark for this one.
Completely. We need to talk about Hayden Panettiere. Because the intense pressure to protect your child from your own darkness is exactly what she just opened up about.
She went on Jay Shetty's podcast, right?
Yes, the On Purpose podcast. And she tearfully clarified everything. Back in 2018, she signed over full custody of her daughter, Kaya, to Vladimir Klitschko.
And the internet called her a monster for years.
It was so unfair. She explained that it was not abandonment. She was suffering from severe postpartum depression and addiction. She was begging for help.
She said, I cannot live like this anymore.
Yes. She realized she was fundamentally unfit at that moment, and stepping away was the ultimate act of love. And they still FaceTime regularly. They talk about deep things. Kaya is 11 now.
I will analytically defend Hayden against every single internet troll on this earth.
It just made me spiral about the unfair judgment mothers face.
It is a gross double standard. When men walk away to find themselves or deal with their issues, society normalizes it. It's barely a headline.
But when a mother does it...
When a mother steps back to literally save her own life, she is branded as unnatural and monstrous. It's the oxygen mask rule on an airplane.
Exactly. You have to secure your own mask before helping your child.
If you are suffocating, you cannot keep a toddler alive. She evacuated her child to a safe environment.
I really want the listeners to reflect on that. We are so quick to judge women in crisis.
We really are.
Okay.
But to violently pivot the tone.
Whiplash.
Because while Hayden protected her daughter by stepping out of the spotlight, other celebrities are putting their kids right in the middle of their commercial empires.
Oh, we are talking about the Nepo babies.
Nepo babies and billionaire bailouts. Let's start with Stormi.
Okay, 8-year-old Stormi Webster is officially a model for Kylie Jenner's brand, KHY.
Child labor, but make it aesthetic.
She posed in this little city jacket with denim effects, a Venice crew neck, and this oversized pink zip-up hoodie. And she was screaming and grinning for the camera.
Cultivating the brand early.
I can't help it. I was cooing over the photos. I am romanticizing the mother-daughter fashion duo. It's so cute.
It's a mood board childhood. But I am violently pivoting us to the Peltz drama.
Oh my gosh, this story.
Because the absolute privilege of this situation is mind-blowing. Nicola Peltz just avoided a highly public video deposition.
Because her billionaire dad, Nelson Peltz, quietly paid off the lawsuit.
Wrote a check to make the problem disappear. Let's review the facts. The housekeeper, Miletus Morjan, sued for over $75K after being repeatedly attacked in 2023 by the family pit bull.
A dog named Houdini, which Nicola gifted to her dad from her own rescue.
Yogi's house. And this dog was aggressive. It ripped the housekeeper's clothes and literally trapped her inside a room.
Held her hostage while she was just trying to clean.
And do you know what the lawyers argued before they settled? They argued that because they had a beware of the dog sign, their liability was reduced.
I am screaming. Babes, a piece of plastic from Home Depot does not give your dog permission to hold the help hostage.
It is the most absurd legal defense. But they didn't even have to argue it in court, because having a billionaire dad means you just write a check so you don't have to explain your aggressive dog on camera.
It is so gross. Speaking of wealthy people using lawyers to make problems go away.
The transition is seamless.
Yeah.
We are talking about the ultimate masterclass in PR manipulation.
Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni.
The "it ends with us" drama.
Yes. Babes, they reached a quiet, out-of-court settlement on May 4th over their entire dispute.
And they released the fakest joint statement ever drafted.
They released this shiny statement claiming pride in the movie and its impact on domestic violence survivors. I felt so betrayed reading it.
Why? It's standard Hollywood procedure.
Because it's giving fake soft girl energy. They actually hate each other, but they are wrapping it in this neat little PR bow.
Analytically, a joint statement is just a legal gag order with a bow on it. It means money changed hands and they signed NDAs.
But wait, because a source, their co-star Adam Monshine, says Justin actually feels vindicated. He claims Blake genuinely hurt him, and Justin is weighing dropping a bombshell tell-all.
Because Blake's team misjudged how aggressively he would fight back.
I want him to release the tell-all, drop the book, drop the podcast. I want the mess.
I am going to push back on your thirst for the mess. Because let's be logical. Is a tell-all actually about him telling his truth and healing?
Yes, he needs to speak out.
No, it is just another calculated cash grab, milking the drama. If he wanted to tell the truth, he wouldn't have signed the settlement. Floating the idea of a tell-all is just leverage.
Ugh, you ruin everything with your logic. It's probably just leverage. But
Yeah.
honestly, that movie set sounds like a toxic nightmare.
It sounds exhausting.
So let's end the spill by looking at a movie set that was pure magic. We need some palate cleansers.
Please, my cortisol is spiking.
Let's talk about Sally Field. So her son, Sam Graysman, who is 38 now, just made the most iconic joke.
About Steel Magnolias.
Yes. He said that spending his first 6 months of life on the set of Steel Magnolias in 1989, completely surrounded by Sally Field, Dolly Parton, Julia Roberts, and Shirley MacLaine, is, quote, probably why he's gay.
I absolutely lost my mind when I read that quote.
I was spiraling. Imagine how iconic it would be to be held as a baby by Dolly Parton in 1989.
The hair, the nails, the sheer aura. That is an elite origin story.
It is pure magic. And our last palate cleanser is a Taylor Swift fan interaction that was surprisingly wholesome, but also hilarious.
I am ready to judge.
So this fan, Olivia Levin, attended a 2017 secret session for the Reputation album at Taylor's actual house in Rhode Island.
The inner sanctum.
Yes. And her groundbreaking takeaway nearly a decade later, she just posted, she's just a person.
I have to employ my driest snark here. Babes, it took you 9 years to realize the billionaire pop star is a carbon-based life form.
It's so funny.
We love the delusion. The psychological grip is clinical.
But I get it. When you meet a celeb, it's blinding.
It's exactly like meeting a Disney character at the park. You know, logically, there's a person inside the Mickey suit, but the aura suspends your reality.
That is the perfect analogy. You know they're human, but the vibe is too strong.
Which brings us to the end of this bill.
Yes. Snark Squad, thank you so much for starting your Monday with us.
We validate your chaotic existence.
We really do. And babes, here are your reminders for the week. Drink your water, protect your peace, and never underestimate the healing power of gossip and a good Pilates class.
Even if it destroys your core. Now, we need you to answer these exact questions in the comments. Are you in your soft girl eras right now?
What celebrity story shook you the most today?
And seriously, would you still go to work if you won the lottery?
I am taking my Ghost Energy drink and going to the island. Remind them to like, comment, subscribe, and send in your messy stories.
We live for the mess. Stay gorgeous, stay chaotic.
Hello.
We will see you on the snark side.